That is Dr. Sarah Ruto, leading the distribution of papers to various heads of school in that particular county. And I just want to cross over immediately to our reporter there, who is Elvis Koske, to give us an update of what is happening. Elvis, good morning, good to see you. What do you know?
So, thank you very much. We're coming to you from Eldoret in the county of Uasin Gishu, where we expect close to 1.2 million students who are expected to sit for the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education today. With me is Dr. Sarah Ruto, just to get an in-depth perspective of the level of preparedness, especially here in the county of Uasin Gishu.
Thank you very much. We are very happy that the examinations have started as scheduled. And from the reports we are getting is that all of the centers opened the containers at 6 o'clock as agreed. 1.2 million children across the country are doing their KCPE. In this particular container where I am in Eldoret, it is serving 134 schools, but some of them are being hosted. So in terms of centers, there are 96. And the importance was just to create efficiency so that the children do the exams in the right way.
Now, there's this issue of politicians holding rallies and barazas, maybe in some of these schools. Maybe what is the government's take on this?
First and foremost, let us protect our children. I have been to places where when, for example, lessons would be going on, you're getting loudspeakers with vehicles going up and down announcing some political something. That is unfortunate. Noise pollution is not something that you want when children are learning. And therefore, now, but even also later when we open the term, we would like all political leaders to respect the sanctity of the school. There is a reason why children are in school studying. Let us not interfere with their education because of our own personal ambitions. That would be the very important thing. But secondly, having said that, we're also saying that the school is an important place for political education, and we carry that. And later on, voting will happen in the schools. So the school as an institution is central to political education, but we should protect the children. We have seen certain political leaders doing gifts to school in which they are putting their photos and doing direct campaigning with the children. That is not right. So we need to divorce those two things and respect the sanctity of the school.
Coming from the North Rift region, the resurgence of cattle rustling has really wreaked havoc, especially in schools. This is a KCPE time. What is the government's stake just to ensure that the students who are around the insecurity-prone areas are also protected during this period?
The collaboration to ensure that lives are sustained, nobody dies, and the sanctity of the exam has been going on. And as you have seen over here, while we have the Ministry of Education and our officers handling the papers, we also have the security officers. And this is a collaboration that is also happening in these unfortunate places where we have had insecurity happening. It has indeed affected a number of our schools, and a number of steps have been taken and continue to be taken. First and foremost, in those places that could be contained, we know that there are a number of security officers that have been put over there to protect the children and their lives and the lives of the teachers. Those that had been closed, these children are being hosted in various centers. Any personal needs that were required in terms of food, sustenance has been provided by the ministry. So everything is being done to ensure that the children at least are able to sit for their exams because they have been preparing for it for a long time. Yes, there might be they would be psychologically tense, perhaps they would not perform in the right way, and this is something that is recognized. But we want to assure all the children who do their exams that they will transition to secondary school, and that is the most important thing. This is a halfway point important, but they need to keep their eye to ensure that they finish their schooling, and that is why we are doing everything to ensure that at least they do the examinations.
Lastly, this issue to do with the teen pregnancies, any directive to the school head?
Last year after COVID, that is when we had a little bit of a crisis, and we were able to manage it. And it has both a reactive side to it and also proactive. Reactive was that we ensured that the teenagers and any of the young mothers that we got did the examinations in the right way. But proactive is the most important thing. We are, and especially this is something that is very strong in the competency-based curriculum, where children are now being taught a little bit better to understand their bodies, a little bit better to have self-efficacy, to be able to say no, not to be cheated. And that is, I think, where I'd like to stress our energy, that we address the issue before the problem. But when the problem comes, these are our children. They do the examinations. For those who want to defer, I know, for example, there also have been children who get ill and have to be treated. Some of them ask to defer. That is done. Some of them want to continue. So it is also important to listen to the child and what they want. This is the most important thing. If the child feels like they need to do the examination, they cannot wait for various reasons, then we will ensure they do their examination in various places. If you go to every county, we even have extra invigilators who have been trained, prepared, and waiting to handle such children if it arises. Sometimes the children are in a hospital, and the hospitals are very good. They give us a very good room, and some of them feel that even if they're in pain, they must do it. It is because also we are being reactive to what the child wants.
Thank you very much. That was Dr. Sarah Ruto, where today we expect 1.2 million students to sit for the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education. Of course, we'll keep you posted what will be happening in the county of Uasin Gishu. Back to you, studio.
Right, thank you, Elvis Kosgei there. And of course, just getting an update from the CAS, Dr. Sarah Ruto, on the current state of play on the exams distribution as well. And just to also let you know that the Cabinet Secretary of the Ministry as well, that is Professor George Magoha, is assuring KCPE's papers have been successfully distributed to 1,225,507 candidates as exam starts countrywide. Once more, the CS, that is Professor George Magoha, is assuring KCPE papers have been successfully distributed to 1,225,507 candidates as exams starts countrywide. And of course, everyone is wishing KCPE